I fought a good fight, even though I hurt my shoulder. I didn't complain in the ring and like that. But thing is, what we want to do is we cannot do because of my shoulder.
Did you notice that it looked like he had a problem in the ring?
I had injuries also going into this fight. And if he would have came out victorious, the only thing I could have got up here and said, you know what? I gotta show respect and just say he was the better man.
They're both way past their prime, so it meant something when they fought the first time. It don't mean nothing now. It's just, I mean, they're both gonna make money.
One of the best fighters I ever faced. I see why he has accomplished so much in the sport of boxing. The angles that he used. But I'm so...
Say, Floyd, he's a competitor, you know, and he's ready. You know, I already, you know, heard, you know, through the grapevine, he's been working with his nephew, Roger's son. That's a real good pad, man. Sort of like his father, you know, and he said he did real good with Floyd. So just by hearing that, Floyd already, you know, on that.
Yeah, I feel like it might be a different fight on Pacquiao end, because we've seen him in the ring. He has slowed down. Floyd hasn't slowed down. So the last fight, of course, was a high stakes chess match. I think this fight plays out as a Manny trying to keep up with Floyd. Wow. You know, because he is still that sharp.
He needed to come back to boxing. It's clear as day that he, you know, that Pacquiao needed boxing.
Why do you think that it is?
I don't know. I think he's trying to prove something, you know. Maybe he might be trying to prove something. You never know. You never know truly why people do things.
Boxing just exploded again, because the two legends everyone thought were finally done with each other are back in full war mode, Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. Out of nowhere they're going off on live streams, throwing sharp insults, and pushing hard for contracts to be signed right now. But this isn't only about pride or old history getting heated again, there's a heavier story underneath it all. This rematch is suddenly being rushed for a desperate reason, tied to massive debts, nasty legal problems, and a high-risk move so big it could put an unbeaten legacy in real danger overnight.
What we do is, we think about Money Mayweather instead of Pretty Boy Floyd. Pretty Boy Floyd was a 90% knockout ratio. Power puncher, fast hands, power in both hands, combinations, fast legs, but still I was always mental. So I was able to last so long in the sport because I was so mentally strong. I could never get discouraged from nothing. What I would do was anything that someone would say negative, I would take it. It would make me work harder, that much harder, to prove them wrong.
But how do you, as a fighter, how do you do that? Is that just something that you're born with to be able to handle?
I don't really know. I want, you know me. I just want me myself. I think my mental is totally different from any other fighter.
Let me touch on that. What I personally witnessed over the last 20 years is that when Floyd was active, he performed his best when he's not one of them type of fighters that had to go to training camp and listen to this, do this. He did things his way, and he evolved as a fighter, and he became great at just doing his thing. You know what I mean?
During a recent live broadcast, everything completely snapped and the tension hit a breaking point as Floyd Mayweather fully lost control, pacing around, exploding at Manny Pacquiao, and letting the whole world watch it happen. He demanded Manny send the contract immediately, shouting that there's no game plan on earth that can beat him, while non-stop reminding everyone about his perfect undefeated record and why he calls himself the greatest ever. It felt like a brutal rewind to the 2015 fallout after their fight, when Floyd went on national TV and blasted Manny as a sore loser and a coward, but this time it sounded even more personal, and the urgency in Floyd's voice made it clear he's desperate to reassert total dominance.
He's embarrassed. He was a beat fighter. There's a difference between a great fighter in TBE, and I proved that I'm the best. Excuses, excuses, excuses. I knew it was coming. I knew it. But I'm not gonna buy into the bull. I'm not gonna buy into the bull. And I don't want the public to buy into the bull. He lost. He know he lost. And I lost a lot of respect for him after all of this. You know, you fight. If you lose, it's okay. Mayweather was the better man.
Manny Pacquiao wasn't about to let that disrespect slide, and instead of backing down from the unbeaten king, he came right back with a cold reality check. Manny said it loud and clear: becoming a world champion in 8 different weight classes is a rare, historic achievement that means more than a protected perfect record. He kept the pressure on, promising that if they get back in the ring there will be no excuses from either side, and he directly addressed the old shoulder injury controversy from the first fight, taking responsibility for it while making one thing clear: this time his body is ready, and he's coming to do real damage.
Mayweather, what would have been different had they fought, let's just say 5 years earlier? Because everybody believed they wanted that fight. We had been clamoring for that fight for 5-10 years. Had they fought 5 years earlier, is the outcome any different?
Let's just say it would have probably been a controversial decision.
Okay.
You know, like a closer fight. But I still think that Floyd probably would have pulled it off. I really do think so. Pacquiao at the time, when he was coming up, when I fought him, he was literally a Pac-Man.
Right.
He was just chomping at me like there's no tomorrow.
Right.
He wouldn't stop. He wouldn't stop throwing punches. That Pacquiao probably gives Mayweather a better fight.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know if he wins, but he gives him a better fight.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you feel this fight happened a couple of years?
A little too late, you know?
The shots didn't stop there, because Pacquiao's camp went straight at Floyd Mayweather's legacy and tried to tear it down in public. They dismissed his 50th win over Conor McGregor, saying an MMA star shouldn't count as a true pro boxing milestone, and they mocked the idea that it belongs on Floyd's record at all, acting like he's really a retired 48-0 fighter hiding behind a made-up number. That disrespect pushed Manny into a firm ultimatum: he's not coming back for a soft exhibition, a friendly sparring show, or an easy payday. Pacquiao said if they do this again, it's only for a real, dangerous fight, nothing less.
The biggest rumor right now is yourself and that rematch that you've wanted for so many years with Floyd Mayweather. Do you think you can land the rematch with him?
It depends of the negotiation. Right now, it's on negotiation. Depends of we can understand each other.
Is it difficult to understand each other with Floyd?
Well, it's kind of like that.
Are you speaking directly with him, or is it the teams that, from your point of view, when you speak to, if you have spoken to Floyd, is he open to it? Does he want the fight as much as maybe you do?
Yeah, my people and his people directly coordinating.
What happens if you land the rematch with Floyd?
Oh, that's very interesting because right now I don't have a shoulder problem, so it's a good fight. And I'm sure the world of boxing will be excited if the rematch will push through.
He's also allegedly in talks with Mike Tyson for an exhibition as well too. Would you be disappointed if Floyd went that route as opposed to taking the rematch with yourself?
No, he has his own decision, so I cannot prevent him not to fight Mike Tyson.
How long would you give it until you close the door on that rematch, or would you keep it open for as long as you could potentially keep it?
Well, I feel initially like almost agreeing each other. A lot of things that we are agreeing each other, but there's a few, just a few conditions that we are still negotiating.
Pacquiao's non-stop pressure has now forced a shocking turn in these talks. This rematch isn't being treated like a harmless exhibition anymore. It's being lined up as a real, officially sanctioned professional fight. That changes everything. This isn't just a throwback payday, it becomes a true legacy fight with consequences. Floyd is pushing close to 50, and he'd be putting his spotless pro record on the line for real, meaning one clean punch, one tired round, or one small mistake against his biggest rival could leave a permanent mark on his resume. If it goes wrong, he wakes up the next day as 50-1, and that single loss could crack the brand he's built his entire career around.
Way to game plan. What does Manny Pacquiao need to do in this fight against Floyd Mayweather?
Well, give me away a game plan.
So
Manny will overwhelm him with power and speed. Simple as that. So Floyd's got skills and he's evasive and stuff, but Manny will be relentless for this one. This is something we've been waiting for, what, 6, 7 years?
10.
10, wow.
11 actually, 2015.
Jesus Christ, really? Oh my God, we're old.
Time flies. But if Manny wins, does he get, is a professional fight, it's not an exhibition.
No,
does Manny Pacquiao deliver Mayweather his first loss, Justin?
Well, yeah, obviously. He wins, but yeah, through a trilogy.
Mayweather's 50-0, very talented.
He's not 50-0. He was, when he stopped out of boxing, he was 48, no, 47
Well,
something.
Berto and McGregor and Berto was
Yeah,
the last
McGregor
two.
didn't count. Then he fought the Thai guy. Some guy had no fights.
No.
That doesn't count.
That wasn't part of the 50.
That wasn't. What's part of the 50?
McGregor's
not a boxer.
He went
Hey,
10 rounds.
If they did MMA, but Floyd carried him.
By the way, Conor picked Mayweather to beat Manny in a rematch.
Never happened.
That's what he said.
Yeah. Never happened. Conor was like that. It's not MMA. Conor's not a boxer. He's the MMA guy. If the roles were reversed, Floyd gets destroyed in fucking about 40 seconds. Conor just takes him down.
Watching Floyd risk a perfect record when he's almost 50 sounds completely crazy, so the big question is obvious: why would a man who's already made over $1 billion in his career take a gamble like this? The real answer is the way sports entertainment is changing fast, with streaming giants pushing hard to own the biggest live events, and reports saying Netflix is ready to throw huge money at a fight like this. People close to the business are saying both Floyd and Manny could walk away with well over $50 million each, and that kind of payday changes everything. It adds real fuel to the sudden bad blood and explains why this rematch talk is moving so fast.
Cynical land grab, a financial opportunity. But if people are prepared to pay it and Netflix are prepared to put it on and people want to watch it on their Netflix subscription and people want to subscribe to it, no harm, no foul.
Well, the thing is as well is that Netflix actually obviously clearly are starting to move into the sporting arena. We've seen NFL on Netflix over the course of the last year. They bought the rights to the Women's World Cup in 2027 in America. They've got, they've just taken over Warner Brothers Discovery, and they're going to swallow up a load more content there. And
so they should. They've got. This is a natural progression. It's a natural evolution. Netflix started as a concept that used everyone else's content, and then started to commission their own content. They started to make their own films. You know, The Irishman was a film made for Netflix with Robert De Niro and Joe Pesci, and they started to build out their own content. They're now a business that has huge reach, huge opportunity, and sports is a massive passion center. It's a massive driver. Why would you not have versions of sport? They've dipped their toes in with Drive to Survive and all the other different shows that have ultimately been in the past, which are, whether it was them that did Drive to Survive, I can't remember. But so, you know, and I'm surprised, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see Amazon come and play more regularly in this. And what it is, and what it should be, is good for the sports in terms of the economics that they bring to the sports. The more eyes that are on the prize, the wider the net, the bigger the interest levels come. You know, I remember talking to Turkey Al Sheikh about Netflix.
When you look past the shouting, there's a darker story people keep talking about, and it's why Floyd Mayweather suddenly seems so eager to lock this fight in. Non-stop rumors in boxing circles claim he's under serious financial pressure, dealing with heavy debt, and getting hit with multiple lawsuits over unpaid luxury purchases, high-end apartment rent, and questionable crypto promotion deals. And it's even been reported that he fired back with a massive $340 million lawsuit against Showtime, accusing them of mishandling money tied to his past fights. So when you stack up the legal heat and the money talk, his aggressive push for a rematch starts to sound less like pure competition and more like someone chasing a huge bailout.
Well, speaking of old Floyd, he's 49 years old.
Yes.
It was just announced all over social media today that he's going to be rematching Manny Pacquiao in September at the Sphere. What do you think about him coming out of retirement and fighting professionally and against Pacquiao, no less?
Well, one thing about Floyd is very strategic. I believe he's seen something in that Mario Barrios fight that he like, oh yeah, I'm good. Like, I'm good. Actually, my personal opinion, I think Floyd can come back and beat a lot of these guys.
Like who?
I think he'll beat Barrios. I think he'll beat Ryan Garcia. I think his experience and his boxing IQ, and it seems like Floyd, it seemed like his body is still like, you know, fresh. He had 9 years off. And Floyd is one of them guys who stay in the gym. Don't let Floyd fool you. He stays in the gym. He's been doing this since he was a kid. It's impossible for him to stay away from the gym. So he stays in the gym, whether he just playing around. Even if he stay mentally in boxing, that's still you staying in the gym. And those who box know what I'm talking about. Like just always watching and always thinking and always playing around. Floyd is a computer. So I believe he's seen something in the Pacquiao fight, and in the Mario Barrios Pacquiao fight, and said, "Oh, and the money they giving away now? Oh, let me go steal some more money." They said he have a money trouble. That remains to be seen. But I think he's seen something in these young fighters, and they can't beat me. They ain't this. Floyd come from the era of boxing when boxing was for real. Where if you was in the top 10, that means you was for real. Now whoever in the top 10 is whoever likes you. That's who's in the top 10 now. So Floyd's seeing like these guys getting all this money for all this for this little bit of work they do, and they ain't even really doing no work.
The fight, it's a fight that's going to sell itself. So it's a shame that these two are fighting now in this era, and still there's nobody that's surpassed either one of them. So I guess it's gonna be. I don't know how the fight's gonna be. It's gonna be entertainment. I'm sure with both guys having been active for quite some time. Even though Manny just fought Barrios, but still, before that he still hadn't fought in a long time. So he still hasn't fought in a long time either. So I guess we'll see. We'll have to see what's going to happen.
From what you've seen of Manny Pacquiao, how much has he retained from the one that fought Floyd in the ring?
In the fight with Barrios,
it won't pick it up.
Oh, okay. In the fight with Barrios, I'll be honest, I didn't see any of the Pacquiao that I seen from the past. He just wasn't there. His speed wasn't there. He looked like an old man. He looked like an older guy in the ring. He did good for his age, but he didn't do good as a fighter.
Jeff Mayweather didn't hold back about his nephew Floyd, saying he won't be as quick or as hard to catch as he used to be, and that the old speed and movement won't look the same at this age. At the same time, he pointed out that because both Floyd and Manny are well past their prime, this rematch is more open than people think, and either man has a real chance to win on the night. He also brought up that Manny could keep fighting for real, and that with the right situation he might even chase a world title at 50 years old.
You're not going to see the same thing. Floyd is not going to be as fast as he was. He's not going to be as elusive as he was. But at the same time, it still could look that way because they both got older. And so the things that both of them was able to do before probably can't do. And so, I just think that it's a fight that people clamored for, and I think the fact that the fight didn't actually end the way a lot of people wanted it to, and that's why this fight is happening.
Manny has maintained throughout the years that the reason he didn't beat Floyd is because of his shoulder. He wasn't 100%, and he says now that his shoulder is fine.
Yeah, well, that's some bullshit, because he was still throwing punches hard with his shoulder when his shoulder supposed to have been hurt, but he was still throwing punches. So anybody can watch the fight and see that. So that's bullshit.
What about in terms of outside of this fight? Floyd says he's returning to the professional game. Do you think he'll look to win a world title, fight the likes of Garcia, Haney, and others?
That's possible. But I'm not Floyd, so I can't answer that.
The veteran trainer said he doesn't believe a win in this rematch truly upgrades either man's legacy, because in his eyes this fight is happening mainly for the huge paycheck both fighters are set to collect. He also pointed out that the fan hype is the real engine behind why this matchup keeps blowing up and why people can't stop talking about it. And then he dropped the big warning. By taking this as a real fight, his nephew is putting that undefeated record in danger, and one wrong night could change the entire Mayweather story forever.
To be honest, I don't think that it adds to legacy. I mean, they're both way past their prime, so it meant something when they fought the first time. It don't mean nothing now. It's just, I mean, they're both gonna make money. That's the only thing that it means.
Is that what you think this is all about? Just making money and adding to the bank balance, not really for to come back and win world titles?
I mean, the thing is this, is that in order to win world title, they got to fight somebody else. They don't have no titles. So unless it's going to automatically make this a world title fight, and I can't see that happening. You know, what organization gonna do that? So I don't see them fight for no title. It's just a fight that people got caught up in the build-up of the fight so long, and now a lot of people actually want my nephew to lose so fucking bad. That's why the fight's happening. You know, and so, but I don't think that, you know, Floyd, he's aware of that as well. I mean, he knows that, you know, that they're trying to knock off the fact that he was an undefeated fighter.
Right now we're watching two all-time greats step back into real danger for one last massive payday, knowing it could cost them their health, their reputations, and the legacies they spent decades building, because time doesn't care who you are. The whole world is going to tune in to see one thing: does Floyd's perfect record finally crack, or can he pull out one more night of elite defense and control against his greatest rival? And that's what makes this rematch so messy and so must-watch. Are they coming back because the competitor inside them still burns, or because the money is simply too big to ignore? Now I want to hear from you. Do you want this rematch, and can Manny finally get revenge by beating Floyd and rewriting the story for good? Drop your take in the comments, and if you enjoyed the video, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's next. Share your thoughts down below, stay locked in, and I'll catch you in the next one.